It is here, it is among these tribes, among these climbing mental types, in the milieu of the rising mental beings, that Savitri awakes. And among these tribes, Savitri too awoke. See, this is a long description of the phrase in my understanding of things. See. That Savitri awakes for what? To give herself to the epochal task. These who are joining the brilliant Samana's chant. She is now joining. Savitri is there earlier also, but she was in what we see in the later phrase. The original somnolence. She was in a state of somnolence, you see. Now she is awaking from that somnolence, you see. There are those who are sending their intense and ardent affirmative Lord to the Supreme. Among these people, these great people, they are sending prayer to the Lord. There are those who are sending their intense and ardent affirmative Lord, the stoma, the yajna invocation to the brilliant Samana. It is they are sending to the brilliant Samana. The sun god, Savitra, the supramental sun, the supramental being or Purusha. They, the Siddhas, Rishis, celestial beings, Devas, they founded on a vaster consciousness. Savitri hastens to join this great chant of theirs. To the brilliant Samana, the supramental sun, Savitri hastens to join. Yet, who is this brilliant Samana? Who is this brilliant Samana? He has already arrived on the amber stairs of birth. The brilliant leader or the omnipotent flaming pioneer. He is already there, the brilliant Samana. On the omnipotent flaming pioneer, the yogi incarnate has already seen this flaming pioneer. They, the sun-eyed children, crossing the brilliant twilight of an age. Let us read 90.28. So he is the flame pioneer, the brilliant Samana. 90.228. Now Ashwapati is with the Divine Mother. He is making an entreaty to her, prayer to her. And she says, don't worry about things will happen. You see, the evolution has gone through all the cycles and all that thing. So many things you have already seen. Time will take care of it. Why are you in a hurry? Why you want something to happen so suddenly? It is not proper for you to make haste in that respect. Because if you make haste, it may prove disastrous. She is giving him a word of caution in that respect. But this man says, I'm sorry, I'm not going to listen to you. I want certain things to be done the way I am proposing to do. And he says, why I am proposing? Because I saw the omnipotent flaming pioneers over the heavenly verge which towers towards life come crowding down the amber stairs of birth. On the amber stairs of birth they are coming, they are there waiting to take birth on earth. They are already there present and they had to come here. I want them to come down here upon earth. Come crowding down the amber stairs of birth, forerunners of a divine multitude. Out of the path of the morning star, they came into the little room of mortal life. See, there are already words on that word there. So he is already seeing them. So he is giving the call to them. So Savitri is in a way listening to this call of this forerunner, this pioneer. He is the pioneer. And she is telling, look, the divine multitude is waiting up there to come upon earth. And things have to be hastened. So he is insisting that something has got to be done for that. And it is that call, that insistence, Savitri is joining. She is now seeing in him the brilliant summoner giving that call, you see. I saw them cross the twilight of an age, one yuga to another yuga, the transition is taking place. The Sanite children of a marvelous dawn, etc. Yet who is this brilliant summoner? He has already arrived on the amber stairs of birth. He is there now. He is calling you in the call. And Savitri has to take birth, because after this, Ashwapati gave the point. Yes, Savitri will come. Means Savitri listened to that call, you see. Brilliant, omnipotent, flaming pioneer, the yogi incarnate, has already seen these flaming pioneers. They, the Sanite children, crossing the twilight of an age. Yet, who is this brilliant summoner? To whom Savitri hastens to respond, it is this brilliant summoner, the strong forerunner. He is the strong forerunner. Brilliant summoner is the strong forerunner. The flame pioneer who compelled her mortal birth. He compelled her mortal birth. He is the strong forerunner. 89.212. Ashwapati is addressed by the Divine Mother. O Son of Strength! She is addressing him, O Son of Strength! He is the summoner. It is he who is summoning all things. It is he who is asking for the mortal birth of the Divine Mother. O Son of Strength! Thou climbest creation peaks. And then 91.3, we have got very clearly here, O strong forerunner! He is addressed as strong forerunner, you see. It is his chant, it is his call to which Savitri is awaking. And how does she awake? O strong forerunner! That is Ashwapati himself. And she tells him, one shall descend. 91.4, one shall descend. One shall descend. She is not naming here, but it is Savitri. She herself will come as Savitri. It is that brilliant summoner who is summoning her mortal birth. One shall descend. Man has lifted up to those 5 Panchajana, to this stage, then she will come up. There was the worst desire, 5.1. A worst desire compelled her mortal birth. Worst desire compelled her mortal 5.1. She has come because of this worst desire. There was the worst desire at the beginning, at the benign roots of things. See, there were people who were aspiring. There were elements like that who were aspiring for that kind of a thing. At the benign roots of things, desire for things divine in every respect that is there already. And he kindled it with his yogic fire. He, that divine summoner, kindled it with his yogic fire and took it to the Supreme Goddess. He, Ashwapati, he kindled that desire in the world with his yogic fire, and then after making it bright with the fire, he takes it to the Supreme Mother, to the Supreme Goddess, and made an ardent plea to her. He prayed her to mission to earth a living form of hers. A living form of her. He wanted the word be spoken from the heights, and he specified the task also for her. Yes, she should come, and what she should do, that also he specified. That she should come and unlock the doors of faith. She should come and unlock the doors of faith. She granted him the boon. He was assured that one would descend and break the iron law, the law of death. He was assured that thing. So he is the brilliant summoner. It is he who has called her down. You see, he is the brilliant summoner. You see. And what is the chant? Okay, the brilliant summoner's chant. This is what the brilliant summoner is doing. What is the chant? It is a hymn. What is a chant? Chant is a hymn. It is a mighty praise, a thunderous applause to Supreme Himself. A passionate, affirmative Lord, a weighty invocation for the coming to the avatar. That is the chant, coming to the avatar. The avatar will build a new race in the house of the spirit. That is the brilliant Samana's welcome chant. It is the chant of the name of Vishnu form. It is the chant of the transfiguration and the ecstasy. The chant of the transfiguration and ecstasy. 106.11. Narad is singing the 5 songs when it's coming down, no? 106.11. He sang the glory and marvel still to be born. See, of the Divine Mother herself, he sang the glory and the marvel still to be born. Of the Godhead throwing off at last its weight. Of bodies made divine and life made bliss. Immortal sweetness clasping immortal mind. Heart sensing heart, thought looking straight at thought, and the delight when every barrier falls, and the transfiguration and the ecstasy. That is the chant of the Samana. That is chant, Samana. This is the brilliant Samana's welcome chant. It is the chant of the name of Vishnu. It is the chant of the transfiguration and the ecstasy. No wonder Savitri hastens to join it. Obviously, she hastens to join it with this chant, with a powerful plea, and she does join. She joins it, she comes here, she takes the mortal birth. Because of this wonderful chant of the flaming pioneer, Savitri hastens and gets ready to do her challenging work. She is attracted by the beauty of the apparent ways. She steps on those apparent ways. Readily, she acclaims their portion of everlasting joy, acclaims them that thus the promised thing be realized, that the transcendental path of the Spirit's glory and greatness in the mortal world, the Spirit's glory and greatness in the mortal world be opened out, that the new creation blossom here in the splendors. She is joining this elite crowd, it who is entreating the Supreme, this crowd, advanced souls, so to say, is joining them. So that is what those 2 lines mean. And Savitri too awoke among these tribes that hastened to join the brilliant Samana's chant. That is how Savitri appears on the scene, you see. He has heard the call, the Supreme himself, who has come here as yogi. It is his call to which Savitri is now responding. Yes?
But in this, I remember, and I open it now, in this section 2, when Savitri too awoke, after he said, no part she took in
Yeah,
this
that is what we are going to see now. Basically, now we will see. She has come here, but she has come here as a divine in keeping all her aspects of divinity intact, even if she is going to enter into the mortal world. She is not going to get affected by the shortcomings, limitations, the foolishness, stupidities of the mortal. In that sense, she is not going to take part in those stupidities of the mortal world. She is going to keep her divinity intact even here. See. Their portion of evanescent joy, she is not there. Acclaims them that thus the promised things be realized. She has entered in time, but she is not subject to time. If she has to do something in time, she must enter into time and do things without being overruled by time. That is the divine character. You have entered into the den of the enemy. It does not mean that you have forgotten yourself. You are going to do the work which you have to do in that place, you see. Their portion of everest and joy, acclaim them that thus alone the promised thing. In fact, this is what I mean. Unless the Divine Mother participates, what the Mother says, unless she participates in the mortal process, she cannot really do anything in the mortal world. For that she has to suffer. But when she is participating, it does not mean that she is losing her divinity. Not at all. The portion of everest and joy acclaims them that thus the promised thing. She is accepting all that thing, because only by participating that the promised things can be realized. Without participation, in fact, that is the entire difference. By entering into the mortal world and participating in the anguish, difficulties, sorrows, sufferings of the mortal world, she is going to make them free of it. It is not the divine goddess, the omniscient goddess who had come and gone, who will do that thing. By simply waving a magic wand from up there, she does not want to change things. She wants to participate. From within, things have to change. From within. That is the difficulty. That is the transcendental path of the Spirit's glory and greatness in the mortal world. That the new creation blossom here in its splendors. She is joining this elite crowd. It is he who is entreating the Supreme. She acclaims the transient lot. She who belongs to timeless eternity lives now to toil in small time. In this mortality, she is an embodied guest. That is what we are seeing now in the next sentence. She is the embodied guest. She has come here as a guest, you see, embodied guest. In it, yet not of it. You are a guest. Yes, you are there in the house, in the mortal house, but not of it. By stepping in it, by participating in its operative modes, she is going to share the immortal's work itself. That is important. Participating in the operative modes of this creation. She is attracted with the beauty of the apparent ways, and willingly, very committedly, she is committed to do something. Committedly, she goes for their joy, though small, ephemeral that joy is. In spite of the thousand pitfalls and difficulties, in spite of anguish and affliction, and all that is here, cruelty, hostility, whatnot, Savitri is lured by this word. Lured in the sense that she accepts it because she sees the divine glory in front of her. That divine samana chant has summoned her to do all these things. So she is lured by that, you see.
She is avatar also. How she can be lured?
Yeah. She is lured by it, you see. Because he has told her, come down, you see. You have to do that. Yeah. Lured by this world. She is lured indeed because of this psychic spark that is present in it. That is present in this world. Psychic spark that is present in it. Lured because the flame pioneers appeared on the amber stairs of birth. She is lured because of that, you see. But there is a difference. Though she is lured and is going to enter this unsatisfactory world, this sorrowful and transient world, anityam asokam, transient, anityam, asokam, sorrowful. That is Gita. Gita says, this world is anityam, asokam, transient and sorrowful. That is what the Gita says. anityam, sukha, this sorrowful and transient world, yet her connection with eternity remains intact. Yes, she has entered in this world, sorrowful world, but that connection is not lost at all, never. Always remains intact. And aside, nothing can disturb it, nothing can kill it, nothing can disturb that connection. She accepts the matters of mortality. Obviously, she has to accept the matters of mortality if she wants to bring about a change in mortality. She takes mortal birth. She enters into the darkness of things, but never takes part in its smallness. Whatever thing she is doing, she is going to do it greatly, divinely. You see. She is going to get lost. She is not going to get lost. She is not going to go astray in the frustrating triviality of this life. She is not going to get lost in the triviality of this life. Hers is a divinely willed commitment to participate in the earth, and in that commitment, she remains firm. She holds on. Though she is in the suffocating littleness and pettiness of this earthly life, she is always her own self. Obviously, that inner connection is always there in her case. In fact, there are two Savitris. One is human Savitri, outward Savitri, and one is the inner Savitri. And the inner Savitri, her connection is always there with her. Time's message of brief light is never for her. Obviously, because that connection is always there with her. Time's message of brief light was never for her. Never. She goes only by the message of the timeless and the eternal and the true. Even here. Even in time, if she has to do something, she will go by that. She goes only by the message of the timeless and the eternal and the true. She has that infallible discernment. What is time's message? What is timeless message? She knows that immediately. She has that dakshina. She is dakshina, alert to all that thing. In discernment, she has that discernment, and she goes entirely by it. The divine can be divine even in mortality. If he cannot be divine in mortality, then he is not divine. Obviously, you see.